control, but we'll have to see if going first is going to even matter for Aditya.
All right, is there anything before the main phase for Manuel here?
Does he have anything? Any Mulcharmy? Thinking in standby.
Looks like there is something. There is going to be a Perulia.
All right, Mulcharmy. Perulia is going to let him draw every time he summons, but not
No, it will
the
not.
case because of Ash Blossom.
All right, passing it through. No more Mulcharmies here.
Using the Mulcharmy before the main phase, so he won't enable something like Triple Tactics Talent. But Manuel off to a fast start. Special summoning X, Ryzeal sending Eclipse Twins to the graveyard.
I'll be choosing to send Eclipse Twins because I think we're going to be ignoring Nibiru, the Primal Being here, mainly because he knows that the Mermail Atlantean deck is typically on copies of Dominance Impulse, which also means that they're likely to not have any light monsters in their deck.
True.
At this point, like, the players definitely know what their opponents are playing.
Oh yeah, for sure. It has been a long tournament. There's only 4 people remaining. The information is pretty well known. Sword Ryzeal is going to come down next year for Manuel. That's going to let him add Ice Ryzeal from his hand. The Ryzeal deck is going to be utilizing rank 4s, as we've seen so much in this format. Now we're going to see an overlay with the 2 level 4 monsters for Ryzeal Duo Drive.
Duo Drive is activating its effect on field, being able to detach the materials at resolution to add 2 Ryzeal cards from deck to hand. That's going to be Ryzeal Cross. And we'll see what his second choice is.
And Plasma Hole. Okay, that's not a card that seems very popular. As I mentioned, they may have figured something out, which is why both of them have made it this far into the tournament. And playing Ryzeal Plasma Hole might be one of the reasons why.
Initially, when Ryzeal originally came out, Plasma Hole was a card strategy incorporated to tackle Ultimate Slayer, give you some more insulation for that. When you're able to set up the Plasma Hole in the graveyard, you're able to immediately summon another rank 4 after you lose your detonator.
Yep, definitely an awesome card that fell out of favor, but may be coming back into the fold. We're going to see the 2 level 4 monsters overlay for Ryzeal Detonator. On summon, he's going to be able to attach a monster from the graveyard. He's going to attach the Eclipse Twins. And
there is the node here. I imagine he's going to try to use it immediately to summon another level 4 from the graveyard.
Yep, node lets you send a monster to special summon back.
And now he's going to set up that Abyss Dweller.
This is huge. We haven't seen Aditya have to face down Abyss Dweller. It is the bane of Mermail's existence right now. He has the cross, he has the Dweller set up, he has Plasma Hole in hand. Things are looking really good here for Manuel.
Typically, if you can put an Abyss Dweller next to a Ryzeal Detonator, that usually will seal the deal, especially game 1 when there's not any answers available, because even if he did have Infinite Impermanence, Detonator could chain to destroy his own Dweller to make sure it resolves.
Definitely, and now see him detach the material to activate Dweller's effect, so he's able to put 2 Ryzeal monsters on the bottom of the deck to draw a fresh card, and I saw what it is. I don't know if you at home did, but it's a good one against Mermail. 3 face downs, Abyss Dweller, Detonator with an Eclipse Twins underneath it. Aditya has his work cut out for him here as he draws for his turn.
Yeah, it's not looking good here in game number 1, if you're Aditya anyway.
Yeah, not yet. The Abyss Dweller, now if this resolves, it's going to be an uphill climb.
It looks like the Dweller will be resolving.
Mermail Atlanteans are heavily dependent on the graveyard effects.
I wonder if Aditya will even choose to play the turn out.
See that cool token that Aditya got at the World Championship this past year. He's going to start things off with 1 for 1.
All right.
He's going to discard the Gluttonous.
Reptilfin, Grethus.
I'll let you finish it off. I like to call him Gluttonous.
I'm just calling him Grethus usually.
Well, we're two men with 2 different walks of life, I suppose. We're going to have to see how this 1 for 1 is going to help Aditya. He'll be able to access Neptibus, but no
doesn't really
effects.
do much, right? Yeah. I mean, it still adds to hand, which is fine, but you've already had to spend 2 cards to summon this, and it's not getting all the value that it normally does.
Yeah, if he uses the effect, he will get to add, but the Detonator will be able to take it down. He is going to use the effect, pay the cost.
The reason Mermail Atlantean is so good is all these effects are so costly in their nature because they have to send cards from their hand or field to activate, but because the cards in the graveyard have so many effects that trigger, you can often just get so much of that value back. But when you're not getting any of that value, your hand depletes so quickly, and you already start at 5 cards because your Perulia was ashed. So after using 1 for 1, we're really running out of cards here. Looks like we're sending Shrine to the graveyard as cost for Neptibus here.
Okay, putting something in the graveyard that'll be useful during the opponent's turn as opposed to sending down like an Atlantean Dragoons that won't do anything. Be able to add the Poseidra. It is a
Poseidra.
monster we'll be able to summon. Won't be able to get to capitalize really on having to send the monster from the deck as a cost.
At least a form of removal in this instance, but you have to keep in mind, Ryzeal Cross is standing right there.
So menacingly. It is a menacing field spell card there with Ryzeal Cross, but we're going to have to see the next move for Aditya. I'm sure he has encountered a few Abyss Dwellers on his way to the top 4.
He might not have, honestly.
That is possible as well. So he's going to go ahead and send the Neptibus to try and special summon Poseidra from the hand. The Storming Atlantean.
He's going to be able to use its effect on the field, send as cost water from the deck.
Try and return a card on Manuel's side of the field to the hand.
I imagine that is going to be negated with cost because it's going to go after the detonator here, almost certainly.
I'll target detonator.
Yep, targeting the detonator. You can opt to destroy it as well if he so chooses, by chaining the effect of detonator here.
Looks like that is what he's considering to use its effect.
Yep, detonator is going to target and destroy the Poseidra in response.
Okay, no response.
And then during the resolution of the chain, he's also going to be detaching for the effect of cross.
Sure.
And now Aditya only has 3 cards in hand.
Yep, so he negates the Poseidra. He destroys the Poseidra.
And he still knows about the Plasma Hole, so any monster he puts on the field can be immediately removed.
Activate a Teus.
There's Teus, and again, that's so expensive.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing with the Mermail decks is they're very costly to use all their effects, but you're usually getting returns on the cards you're sending to the graveyards as cost. But with that Abyss Dweller being active, it just isn't going to allow him to replenish his resources.
Teus on summon will still be able to add a level 4 lower Mermail.
Oh, yeah.
The Teus is resolving now.
Going to be able to add a Mermail from the deck to the hand. Maybe he's going to go for like Shadow Squad. Oh no, it's going to be an Abyss Shrine.
Another Abyss Shrine. That is another effective way to summon another important monster here, namely being Coelacanth, but I don't know if he has enough cards in hand to really get enough value from it. Yep, he's going to use the Shrine, sending Dragoons here.
Aditya down to no cards in hand. I think Manuel will activate the card he drew, and it's called by the grave. And that is going to be enough to seal the deal. Manuel's going to take game number 1.
Those powerful openings.
Yeah, there's a lot he can do. It's going to depend on what Manuel has. I might have seen him will charm me. It's
There's
Fualos.
Yeah, Fualos in the draw phase here. Will there be a response from Aditya?
I guess we now get to see the answer to the question if Fualos is enough to slow down the Mermails, or if they'll be able to keep on swimming through it. Oh, he has the Ash Blossom.
None of these cards will resolve.
Am I playing Master Duel? It feels
Yeah.
that's what it feels like every time you activate Maxi and Master Duel. There's always an Ash Blossom, and then he's going to follow up that Ash Blossom with Neptibus, Prince of the Atlanteans.
Really strong normal summon here.
Effective Neptibus.
Neptibus is going to be able to activate sending for cost. Will he send Squad or will he send Dragoons?
And if he's able to send for cost to add an Atlantean, and then that's going to trigger the effect of the monster that he sends, he's going to send Shadow Squad. That's going to let him special summon a monster from his deck.
It looks like it will be resolving as well, so Dragoons will be added to hand and Squad will be activating now, probably summoning Abyss Pike. Abyss Pike is going to be able to activate, sending the Dragoons to add a level 3 water. Likely going to be that Abyss Shrine. Oh, no, it looks like we're eyeing Deep Sea Minstrel. So we can also just grab the Shrine later.
If Dragoons can add a Sea Serpent. Looks like he may want to take a peek at Manuel's hand before he advances his turn any further. The Atlantean Dragoons is going to trigger to add... Oh, he's adding the Minstrel off the pike because it's a level 3.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
And now the Dragoons is going to add...
Yeah. Thinking on the search target.
Yeah, he's considering his options here. He doesn't want to make any mistakes at this point in the tournament, right? You're feeling the pressure. You're in the top 4. You're already down a game. But
It's
this
not
is
where you want to be exactly, but you just got to keep your head above water.
Yep.
This is a great position to be in when you're able to resolve Minstrel after already taking a card out of your opponent's hand with the Fualos being ashed. Manuel, body language alone, just telling you he's not very excited about this game.
Hand on head, usually a key indicator of weakness.
Aditya
Or
really-
boredom.
Sure, he sees the game already over.
I think it's fair that Aditya, had his Molt Charming game 1. That got Ash Blossom. Manuel had the Molt Charming game 2. Aditya had his turn to have Ash Blossom. But now he's going to I've talked about it. Send the Neptibus and summon the Poseidra. This has been the bread and butter of the Mermail Atlantean strategy all weekend. So he can get the 2 level 4s on the field and then go into Bahamut Shark, detaching Atlantean Dragoons, special summon. Totally awesome.
Yeah,
shout outs to my friends in Germany. My one particular friend who I think loves Totally Awesome. Ugh, bad memories for me. Actually, some of the greatest memories I have, TBH. But that's neither here nor there. Now we're in 2025, not 2016. And Totally Awesome is on the field.
I need you to stay with me, Billy. Don't get too distracted.
I'm focused. I'm locked in, Asala. This is the top 4. I'm not going anywhere.
Interesting that he opted to use this extension line instead of opting for the Minstrel. I think he saw that if he Minstrels, he would not have access to Molan Glacier, and he had the soul read that his opponent would not have a Nibiru the Primal Being. Either that or he just knows by now that it's not in his opponent's deck.
All right, now we're going to link away the Bahamut and the Poseidra for
Anemone.
Yep.
So in the graveyard.
Very good card for water decks.
Yep, summoning back any water monster with 1500 or less attack from the graveyard. It's going to be able to summon back that Shadow Squad.
5 waters.
And now it looks like there are 5 in the graveyard. Molan Glacier is going to hit the field, take away 2 more cards from Manuel's hand.
We are no longer in the shallow end. We have swam over to the deep end. Manuel is treading water now that he loses 2 cards from his hand. The Totally Awesome is on the field thanks to Bahamut Shark. And there goes X Ryzeal and Sword Ryzeal, I believe.
It was another Ryzeal. I couldn't tell what exactly it was.
It was ice. It was ice. It was nice.
And now we're linking away the Anemone as well as the Shadow Squad. Oh,
Ooh,
the Abyss Keeper.
Okay.
He must have drawn Coelacanth.
The Abyss Keeper is going to allow him to special summon a fish from his hand.
Yep. Namely, this is only happens when you have the Coelacanth in your hand. Coelacanth is able to discard a card now.
And we
discard the Minstrel.
And we get to see Coelacanth resolve. It's not 2010. It's 2025. And this super ancient deep sea fish is going to summon more fish from the deck to the field. I told you, we're in the deep end now. We're going about as deep as you can go into the water, into the depths.
I mean, I think we're deep enough that the game should already be over. Manuel's just sitting there letting it happen.
Hand on head.
And they have plenty of time. I suppose he might as well see what other cards are in Aditya's strategy. He might also trying to figure out if there's also the Barrier Statue in his deck. Normally when Molan Glacier hits the field, it's only one or the other. But he wants to see the remainder of Aditya's extra deck here.
Looks like he's considering summoning the Gluttonous Fish, so he'll have access to Synchro plays. And that is indeed what is happening.
So now filling up the field here. Wants to try to remove the Molan Glacier as a liability before potentially linking away and not having a battle phase next turn. We're going to be Synchro summoning the Monoceros here. Monoceros is going to be able to special summon back
Target the fish in my grave.
a fish, so it's going to go after the Abyss Pike and then copy its level. So they're going to be 2 level 4 monsters.
Again! He's going to make a Bahamut Shark again!
Very typical for this deck.
Again! And now he's overlaying those 2 for a...
Oh, no, he's leaving us level
7.
No, yes, he's going for level 7 here. And now we're going
this is even better. He's still going to make another Bahamut Shark again. But he's going to have some more value along the way. All right, here comes the Bahamut Shark.
Going to be detaching Dragoons once again. How many times can you resolve? How many times can you resolve Dragoons? Tell me.
Two Totally Awesomes, 2 cards ripped from the hand thanks to Molan Glacier. We talked about how Mermail Atlantean's been doing well going second all day. Well, it does even better when it gets the opportunity to go first like that, thanks to multiple copies of Bahamut Shark.
Summon Mermail Abyss Atlantean.
Abyss Glacier is coming down next. That'll be useful. Usually it's useful to ditch Atlantean monsters from your hand during your opponent's turn. So you trigger something like Atlantean Heavy Infantry so you can destroy a face-up card on your opponent's side of the field.
You basically want to have 2 forms of ways to discard from your hand. So you want to have access to infantry and access to way to discard Neptibus to get Poseidra on the field to also go after your opponent's field. So you'll have a bounce and a destroy as well as a draw. set up on your opponent's turn, along with everything that's already there.
All right, so Metaltron is starting out to target Totally Awesome, one of the Totally Awesomes, and that's
They have another Ash.
Ash Blossom, and yeah, Manuel's seen enough. He did Houston. Not Houston to all you New York folk out there. I know you have your Houston Street, but no, it's Houston down here in Texas.
I would have never known that.
Soho? No. Bonfire coming down here from Manuel. A good start. Ash Blossom immediately met with the D-Chode.
Oh, taking the gamble there.
Not saving it for the duo drive. He's trying to say, I don't think you have any Ryzeal monsters. Pot of Desires is up next.
I mean, that is technically a sign of weakness, but it can easily reward you here.
Will he draw any Ryzeal monsters? He has to banish the 10 cards face down on top of his deck. So he's a check the banish before draw player, I see. I feel like there's two different schools of duelists. Okay, that's not a Ryzeal monster. Oh, that one is. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, well, I won't spoil it. He did draw something that play will continue this turn.
We've seen a lot of it happen where the plays have not been able to continue, but
What happens when water gets cold?
we gets the ice.
It turns to ice. Ice Ryzeal is coming down. It's water frozen. And now Ice Ryzeal is going to special summon a Ryzeal monster from the deck, and it's going to be the sword.
Looks like it's going to be Sword Ryzeal. Did we check to see if he had Ryzeal monsters left in his deck beyond that?
I saw his Desires banished pile, and there was barely any Ryzeal names. I saw the Plasma Hall, but I didn't see much.
I think he'll live without it.
Yeah, I think
Many players have.
All right, here comes Duo Drive. Ash Blossom's gone. The Duo Drive resolves. A D-Chip took the big gamble. Usually when you Ash Blossom something like Bonfire, that's kind of signaling your hand might be weak. You don't have any other forms of interaction, so you're just kind of gambling and hoping they don't have anything else to play with after that. It's a tall order, but sometimes pays off.
Looks like we're just going to go for the node as well as the Ryzeal Cross. Going to activate the Ryzeal Cross here. And now we're going to be special summoning the node.
Node Ryzeal is going to send Duo Drive to the graveyard to try and special summon back Sword Ryzeal. Adichia picks up his hand and takes a look, but no cards are going to be played.
It's very interesting. We haven't used X Ryzeal yet. We haven't really... I wonder if we have enough ways to extend here to get to Dweller. Like, yeah, he has to consider this. Is he going to summon the Detonator?
He was looking at Exciton.
That'd be an interesting one.
Yeah, no,
okay,
it is Abyss Dweller. This is the key point in the match. Will the Abyss Dweller be enough?
Okay, so here is the X Ryzeal. We're opting to summon the Dweller first. It looks like we still might have the ability to extend here. We're going to be able to send the Eclipse Twins.
I had Detonator in my hand.
He didn't play the Detonator.
What? You have to commit to the Detonator.
No, I don't think he put the Detonator down.
Was the Detonator ever on the field?
No. I saw him just moving the cards in the deck to the ground while he was trying to decide. I don't think it ever touched down on the field.
Oh, well, it looks like...
I mean, I guess he did put the Detonator down.
And it looks like we're activating the Detonator to attach Ice Ryzeal. Will we be continuing further with our turn?
I might have to go back and watch that one. But I think he'll still find a way to get to the Abyss Dweller just fine.
Yeah, so now we're going to be using X Ryzeal. Will we still be sending Eclipse Twins? We are activating the X Ryzeal on the field to be able to add...
use that sword. And he hasn't a special sword yet, yeah. So he's just fine just this way.
This is fine. Yeah, okay. Nothing off.
No harm, no foul. Detonator, Dweller on the field just like it would have been, just reversed.
Right.
I think he was just doing it the other way so he'd have proper materials that he wanted under Detonator.
Right, and then potentially to get the draw as well.
Yeah, he would have the Eclipse Twins under the Detonator.
So a little worse here, but still achieving the goal of getting the Dweller on the field. He's considering detaching to get the extra draw here by putting back the Duo Drive now that the Eclipse Twins is in the graveyard. It's not going to be actually live. So now we're putting the 2 cards back. And we draw another good card here. Looks like we're going to set a couple, or 3 even, 2 of the spells and traps before we pass on over to Aditya. Double checking all his cards real quick before doing so. And yep, there is a passive turn. Aditya has a lot to handle here. Again, facing down the detonator as well as the Abyss Dweller, as well as the Ryzeal Cross. Will he have an answer at all?
Does Aditya have Xyz's Encore?
It's the only card that'll really do it here, and even then it doesn't seal the game for you. You still have to deal with the Cross and the detonator.
Yeah, it is just step 1. Yeah. But he needs that step 1 to get to step 2.
He's considering his options here.
He does have it. He has Xyz's Encore.
Thinking on target.
Thinking on target. Oh, what do you mean thinking on target? What is Aditya cooking? What is going on? I'm so excited to see how this turn's going to play out. We have a game, folks.
Is Xyz's Encore once per turn?
It's been a while. I'd have to pull up the card text on that one to see if it was once per turn. I've only ever used it once on Ophion, so I don't know if I ever needed the second one. Let's go ahead and pull up the card text real fast.
It doesn't look like it.
Okay, it's not once per turn, so he could have 2.
I mean, either way, you have to go for the Dweller first, not give your opponent any window here. I mean, you could just chain both, I guess. Oh, chaining Dweller?
No, he picked the Dweller.
He picked the Dweller. Okay, I'm very confused there.
So now he's going to summon back Sword Ryzeal, thinks Xyz's Encore.
That's fine.
All right, now can we do it again to really simplify this game?
Sure.
Excuse me? Sorry? Thank you.
Is he activating the effect of Sword?
We got to get... Oh, never mind. That'll be something I can talk about in the future, but we are in the present right now. He's going to go Deep Sea Mitchell, discard Dragoons.
That's pretty good.
There is a card in his hand he does need to take out. It's the card I was talking about last game that we thought people weren't playing, but maybe they're just not drawing it. This is prompting a deep think here from Manuel. This is game 3, a lot on the line here.
A deep think for the Deep Sea.
This decision could determine...
Oh, he's doing the actual thing, the fingers on the head.
All right, he's going to let him take a peek.
I mean,
Nibiru, Bonfire, and X. I mean,
I'll take away Nibiru.
You have to take away the Nibiru, right? Like, the only card that really matters here.
it's only for the turn. Dragoons is going to let him add if there is no response from Manuel. Something like Call by the Grave again would be huge.
He can use Cross.
Oh, he could use Cross also.
Okay.
But Call by the Grave would like last through the remainder of the
Yeah,
turn.
I mean, he had Call by the Grave.
Yeah.
That would make this really simple.
All right, so he's going to detach for Cross, so Atlantean Dragoons effectively negated. So Aditya is going to need more cards to progress this turn. Does he have Neptibus? It's
Poseidra.
This is his last cards.
Okay, is that good enough? I mean, he can send another copy of Dragoons here to get rid of the detonator, and it will get rid of the detonator because now that Cross is gone.
Click the Poseidra.
On summon, pays the cost. He's going to be able to return a card on Manuel's side of the field to his hand. Surely going after this detonator.
Really considering what he has to send down. I mean, the only 2 options are Dragoons and Shadow Squad at this point, right? But
Looks like he's thinking of...
what does Dragoons do from this point on? You would Dragoons for... Oh, no, we're going for Shadow Squad, targeting the detonator. Is there a response from Manuel here? We're going to be chaining the detonator to try to destroy the Poseidra.
And then he has another chain. It's infinite impermanence.
Oh, that's going to keep the detonator on the field. That's huge.
Yep.
Aditya out of cards in hand. I think there's 1 material left under detonator.
That makes sense. 1 from Cross, 1 from detonator's effect here.
Special summon Neptibus.
Have been used.
And he's
then
going to
Book a Moon on summon.
This is the 1 card that's really good against Neptibus. He's going to book a Moon it before he can send it as a cost. Aditya has nothing left.
Moons control the tides.
They do indeed, and the tide is coming up shallow here in game 3 for Aditya. He had the Encore, but not enough to push through all the other cards. And we know the other 2 cards in the hand are Bonfire and X Ryzeal. Those are some good cards to have for Ryzeal player.
The game is over. He has no other cards to play with. All he has to do is pass turn.
I think Aditya has run out of water and time.
Just checking the stats on that card real quick. During the end phase, Minstrel will give back the Nibiru to Manuel's hand. And then we're drawing for turn. The rest is just a formality at this point.
Yeah, we are moments away from seeing Manuel find his way into the finals, thanks to Book of Moon.
We're going to be starting with X Ryzeal, sending another copy of Eclipse Twins to the graveyard here.
I want to activate X effect.
Then we're going to be using, I believe, both effects here. I think he's just making sure that he can even
it's
resolve X Ryzeal. Yeah,
Like,
just
you
making
can't
sure to check
activate
before making illegal activation.
It's level 3 right now.
It's level 3.
You can't activate it.
Alright.
Yes, so the sword that got summoned back from Xyzon Core is a level less than what it originally was.
Oh, yeah,
so
that's
he won't
fair.
be able to add.
It's a level 3 monster.
We're issuing a few minor weekly.
Yeah.
We received the minor.
Yeah.
Slight warning there for making illegal
For
activation,
not,
but I mean,
communicating. Yeah.
Yep, just gonna get a minor warning for an illegal activation. It happens, no big deal.
makes a lot of sense here in this situation. I don't think you were too worried about it.
He will be able to continue his plays.
Yep, so now the Eclipse Twins is able to resolve. I believe there are enough targets in the graveyard because there are... Actually, there might not be. It's just 2 Eclipse Twins and... Oh, you know, there's 2 Eclipse Twins and Duo Drive, so you can put it on the Duo Drive.
Is there? Oh yeah, because the dual drive got sent from the node Ryzeal on the previous turn.
The Duo
Yep.
Drive was properly summoned.
Indeed it was. Definitely. All right, looks like we're just double checking, make sure that PE minor didn't get upgraded, make sure he hasn't been using that same penalty throughout the tournament. Nope, this was the first time. No upgrade here. Play will proceed.
No Eclipse Twins effect, it seems. We're going to be activating the bonfire now. Going to be able to grab Ice Ryzeal.
Normal summon Ice Ryzeal is going to be able to special summon a Ryzeal monster from the deck.
I wonder if he has a node Ryzeal still in the deck here. It would be very useful, able to just send the sword. Oh no, we're going to just be summoning away another X Ryzeal here.
The drain has been opened, the water is gone. All there is now is lightning and electrifying excitement from the Ryzeal side.
He has to find the damage at this point. Oh, it looks like he has plug-in set as well. That will make things a little easier as far as finding the damage. We're going to overlay the 2 X Ryzeals here. For Ryzeal Duo Drive. Duo Drive is going to potentially use its effect to attach if there is a Ryzeal in the graveyard. There is. Looks like we're not doing that. We're going to put the sword into attack mode. So all his Xyz monsters are getting plus 200 attack. So it's 15, 17. Oh, okay, we just have to get over the Neptune. I almost forgot that was there.
I mean, you might as well have. It wasn't doing much.
I mean, blocking an attack here was pretty relevant. The teacher doesn't know about the plugin.
Oh yeah, because there's so many 1 cards he can draw off the top of his deck that are going to get back into this game.
Hey man, look.
Hey, it's Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
You have to believe in the heart of the cards, because if not, what else are you going to believe in?
So it was 27 after the fact with the Duo Drive.
Okay, so I will attack with 19. Then I will activate
All right.
plugin.
Plug-in activated here. I mean, this is the big thing. A lot of people aren't playing plug-in and Plasma Hull, but Manuel has decided to use them in his pure Ryzeal strategy, and that might be why he is on his way to the finals.
Plugin just giving the extra material to the Duo Drive here, so it's even stronger.
Yeah. And just so you know, every time that there's a PE minor given, especially at this late stage in the game when there's been so many rounds, you always have to verify to make sure it shouldn't be upgraded, because the judge who initially gave those warnings, you don't want to make sure it's the same warning over and over again, as I explained earlier, but you want to make sure it doesn't get upgraded, and that's why, you know, the head judge had to explain to both players that it's not being upgraded because he hasn't committed that same infraction previously in the tournament. Patience is key.